This is a new KMC 2500P with a young parallelogram grapple, or dual arch grapple as some people refer to it. This unit has a 110-inch grapple head. The KMC is fully decked out with an enclosed operator's cab with sound suppression, heater, AM/FM stereo radio cassette deck, air pressurizer, full lighting package, fully adjustable armchair seat with joystick controls for the grapple functions, as well as for the blade and steering functions. This particular unit is working in some very rugged terrain near Fraser Lake, British Columbia, Canada. The contractor worked the 2500P in a variety of skidding situations for us. I think it is important to remember that the KMC is really a specialty machine usually employed in very specific applications, like in this instance, skidding off of steep slopes, bringing down wood after having climbed up the steep slope where the rubber-tired skidders were unable to go. This is a specialty application for the KMC SoftTrack low ground pressure machine. Here we see a KMC 2600 with a young swing boom grapple working a very sensitive site near Vanderhoof, British Columbia, Canada. Any type of site degradation must be kept to an absolute minimum, if permitted at all. The 2600 has been able to skid this area with no site degradation problems. A rubber-tired skidder was brought in to make a pass for comparative results. You can see that on one pass, the rubber-tired skidder was already squeezing mud and water out from under the moss cover. This area could not be worked with rubber. Once again, we see a 2600 swing boom working a very sensitive area right along the edge of a swamp. The operator picks the bundle up. You'll see him swing it back and forth with the grapple to break the bundle loose. The power of the hydraulics, he's able to do that. Then he pulls away slowly with the bundle broken loose so as not to spin the tracks and dig into the very soft ground. And he climbs up about a 20 to 25% grade as he comes out of that low area. The ground is very soft, it's very sensitive. This is an excellent example of a specialty application for a KMC. Here, the KMC 2500P is skidding in an area designated winter skidding only. The ground must be either frozen or have enough snow cover to protect the ground from any damage. The KMC 2500P is able to skid this very sensitive site with minimal site damage. This area had been covered in about 4 inches of snow. However, 2 inches of rain the day before had melted the snow, and the area was very, very wet. This is an example of how many contractors may be able to extend their work seasons by using the KMC SoftTrack low ground pressure skidder. Here comes another KMC 2600 swing boom grapple. It has the young swing boom with the 90-inch head. Some people feel the 90-inch head does not have enough capacity. However, lots of operators seem to be able to get a fair amount of wood in there. He's skidding off of flat ground here, but that's not the problem. The problem that he faces is that he has a very steep pitch. As you can see, he's coming over that pitch right now, bringing the load down off the flat area up top. The problem they've encountered here is the pitch is so steep that rubber-tired skidders, even with tracks on them, cannot get up onto the flat area and therefore have about a half-mile trip to go around to get the wood and then come down through this area. The 2600 is coming back up through the draw that he just took the load down through. The contractor had actually cut that out a little bit with a dozer in anticipation of being able to use rubber-tired skidders. However, he was unable to do so. This particular 2600 is fully decked out, fully enclosed cab, all the options, as well as a four-way tilt blade that is an option on the 2000 series. You can see that it comes back up through there with very little or no track slippage. This is a real test for any skidder. Here the KMC 2600 has had to go out on very wet, boggy ground, get a load of wood, cross that ground without causing any site degradation, and then climb a very steep slope to get the wood up to the log deck. This slope that they're coming up on a final approach is 35 to 40%. It truly shows the versatility of the KMC soft track low ground pressure skidder. The KMC Series 2000 is truly the workhorse of the KMC product line. Here we see a KMC 2500 single arch grapple skidding in very soft ground. A rubber-tired skidder with tracks could not work this area. A high drive crawler with a swing boom grapple on it could not work this area. The contractor put the 2500 single arch grapple in there and he cleaned the area out. The area is full of deep holes that are full of water. It's very wet, and the further back that he worked, the wetter it got. Fact is, you can see where it's bridged behind the log deck. He's walking across a bridge there right now. The rubber-tired skidder with tracks on it had caused so much damage, they had to bridge that area so that there was no further damage. KMC offers many options, this being one of them. Custom paint job on a KMC 2500P. This is obviously done in timberjack green and yellow and was done at the customer's request. It can be done on special order. The inside of the cab of the KMC, you can see the padding throughout the cab for sound suppression. The large, comfortable armchair seat with joystick controls for the grapple functions. The two steering levers, hydraulically assisted steering. Air conditioning unit mounted on the roof. AM/FM stereo radio cassette. You can see the windshield wipers. Good visibility out the side windows. The bottom of the door, those are 3/8 inch armor plated Lexan. The only window with a screen is the window that opens on each door. That's required. Diesel fuel tank across the back of the machine, and a diesel fuel tank saddle mounted on the right hand side of the unit. Hydraulic oil tank saddle mounted on the left hand side of the unit. A 28,000 BTU circulating heater, two fire extinguishers, one on each side, the park brake down at the right hand side on the floor next to the operator, a winch control lever. The shifters for the 28,000 series Clark transmission, and the gauges immediately in front of the operator. No idiot lights, no computer chips to worry about, gauges. Wraparound windshield, you can see the edge of the blade, the front of the track, good visibility all the way around. Air cleaner out in front of the operator with a turbo on it. All in all, a pretty comfortable place for the operator to spend his day.